Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm on my way over to drive the Nova for the first time. It's maiden voyage, and I'm pretty excited about that. It's been a long time since I bought the car, drug it home 10, 12 years ago as a basket case roller, and it was rough, it was rusty. Most people wouldn't have even have taken the project on. And I didn't know where I was going at that point with it. I just knew it was a 70 Nova, and you know, they're collectible by any means, you know, but in any condition. A lot of guys nowadays are dragging rusty heaps out of the fields and getting them running and just driving them all rough and messed up. But this car went through an extensive sheet metal replacement. And I did trunk pan repair. We did rear quarters on it. I had to do trunk drop-offs on it. It got some floorboard replacement. I had to replace the dashboard panel in it. It was rotten. Had to do windshield channel repair. It was rusty, both front and rear. I had it so cut open in the back around the rear wheel wells that I ended up putting a Detroit Speed, an engineering mini tub kit in it. I got Detroit Speed rear leaf springs in it. Their whole suspension in the back, Detroit Speed. And the front though, actually I went with a Ride Tech suspension. It's got all Ride Tech under it. I did the Detroit Speed subframe connectors. I did the Detroit Speed solid subframe body mounts that are a ½ inch lower than stock. What else? I did the Detroit Speed firewall shave kit. So we got rid of the AC holes and all that, smoothed out the firewall. You guys will see in my older videos of the car that it had an LS in it. You know, I was trying to go down that road with a 6-liter with LS3 heads and a Tremec TKO 600 5-speed. I mocked it up, had that installed. The project stalled out, so I got into some personal problems with my life, and you know, the project direction changed drastically. Me and my dad put a 383 stroker in it. It's got a Muncie M21 4-speed in it now. My father actually also ordered and installed a Ford 9-inch rear end in it with a 370 gear. So I got to give him props for doing that. That was a huge accomplishment for the car. But now it's back in my possession and we got it running and driving. And my concentration on the car now, on the direction, before I was going pro touring style with it, which I quickly realized that I didn't have the funds to pull that off. Because if you guys know, you know, pro touring is very expensive builds. So I've completely changed the direction the car was going in, and now it's pretty much going to be a drag race and street car. So I want to race it at the track, but I also want to be able to enjoy the car on the street. So that's the direction now. So I'm going to keep it street legal and make it as raced out as I can, but yet I can still cruise it on the weekends. So that's the direction it's in. And today I'm finally, after 12 years, I'm finally going to be able to drive the thing on the street. We've gone over it in the prior videos. I just wrapped up a lot of the detail work, glass, trim, you know, door handles, weather stripping, pretty much just everything to get it roadworthy again. And here we are today, even though the weather's crappy out. It rained last night, and I didn't really want to test drive it in the rain or wet roads because that'd be dangerous. So today you guys are gonna see it running, driving, moving around on the street. I'm gonna try to shake it down, just pretty much keep an eye on all the parameters, you know, oil pressure, water temps, stuff like that. Make sure that, you know, there's nothing that's going to overheat it or you know, something that would damage internal engine. So that's the biggest thing today. You're probably not going to see me run it very hard. I just kind of want to shake it down carefully and make sure everything's working together properly. There's just a lot of parts on that car that got put on, and I'll do a video on every single aftermarket part that I put on the car. You know, maybe you guys can give me some comments on the parts I used, and maybe you have, you know, experience with some of those parts, whether you like them or dislike them. I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think. But yeah, today you're gonna see it actually leave the driveway, which it hasn't been out on the road. And who knows? I mean, when I bought this car, it was probably off the road for many years, and I bought it 12 years ago, but I wouldn't have thought it would have been on the road for, you know, 10 or 15 years before that. It was a pretty rough car with no engine or trans. So it's a pretty crazy and good day today for it to be out on the road again and alive and running and driving again. So let's get into it. All right, guys, it's maiden voyage time. We're gonna take it out on the road and run it, see what happens. Hopefully this goes well, not bad. Hopefully I'm not calling for someone to come rescue me. So give you a walk around of it. Rear tire rub there coming out of the driveway. So yeah, basically we're just gonna keep an eye on all the crucial parameters: water temp, oil pressure. See what happens here. I'm not gonna go very far at first, but if it goes well, we'll just keep going. Break in slowly. So far, feels pretty good. I cannot believe this thing's on the street after who knows how long. As you guys can see, I still need to put door panels on it and finish up the interior. It's got quite a bit of work in here still to do. And eventually I want to get some bucket seats for it. Transmission feels good. Oil pressure's at 60 pounds right now. Water temp's at about 180. 700, 800 RPM. This car has no power steering. Just to go over the drivetrain combo again, it's a 383 stroker with a M21 4-speed and a Ford 9-inch with a 370 center section. Going about 30 miles an hour right now. We're almost at 2,000 RPM. It's in third gear. Fourth gear is about 1,500. 1,500 RPM at 30. Nothing sounds like it's gonna fall off yet. Wow, I can't believe this thing runs and drives. When you have a project for this many years, it just blows your mind when you finally get in it and go drive somewhere. Because it just sat for so long as you try to put it together. It just seems like you're never going to get to be able to drive it. The long road. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been through that with your projects. I mean, hell, I've had a lot of cars that never even made it. I had to sell along the way. Through town right now. It's only 35 through here. Up here we'll be able to get it up to 55. Feels nice and tight. I don't hear anything weird yet. It's pretty noisy in here without the door panels on. Woo! Hit it a little. Oh, whoa! She winds up easy. 60 pretty fast. That 383's got some torque, that's for sure. Brakes seem to be working all right. She wants to get it. Woo! Oh boy. Wow. He's a hot rod. Definitely feel that rear end in it. At 3,000 right now. Wow. camera person to film me. I'm trying to talk my fiance into being my camera person. I don't know, she might be too scared to drive in this thing with me. So far so good though. We're gonna keep going. We got about 30 psi oil pressure at idle now. Still running at about 195. I got a 195 thermostat in it, so it's sitting right at the thermostat temp. Clutch feels good. Yeah, we're looking at 30 psi idle oil pressure and like 60 psi 70 at 3,000. Wow, she wants to get it. Definitely a rattle trap. I'm gonna have to work on that over time. That's enough to drive you nuts. at 55 to 65 really well. maybe like a disc brake shield or dust shields grinding on the rotor up front. We're gonna have to check on that. But wow, I can't believe it feels tight, goes down the road pretty well, it doesn't pull hard in any direction. The Ride Tech and DSE suspension is soaking up the bumps pretty well. What a blast to drive this thing. It's unbelievable. We're definitely going to have to get a better camera mount. I bet you guys are shaking all over the place. Bench seat is really bouncy. So I'd like to get some nice buckets that hold you down a little better. Wow, that went really well so far. She's staying cool. Oil pressure staying good. Using a lot of gas. But man, I cannot get over how fun this thing is to drive. I got to give a lot of thanks to my father. He helped out a lot on this car. He did a lot of the drivetrain assembly. I did a lot of the body work, sheet metal replacement, mini tubs. So as a team, we built a pretty cool car. All right, guys, that was the maiden voyage. It went really well. Nothing died, nothing overheated. Oil pressure stayed good. There's definitely some adjusting that needs to be done. Looks like it's pushing coolant out of the overflow bottle. So just lots of odds and ends, but we'll get it all taken care of. Overall, it was a really good first drive. So I'm gonna put it back in the shop and go over everything and retighten everything, check everything. So hope you guys like this video. There's gonna be a lot more of me ripping on the Nova. Stay tuned and make sure you subscribe, give me thumbs ups and likes, and I'll see you on the next video. See ya, bye.